When the golden doors of the hospital opened on a cold June morning in 1946, few could have imagined that the baby born that day, Donald John Trump, would grow into one of the most controversial and powerful figures of the 21st century. He would be loved and hated, praised and criticized. But behind the headlines and loud rallies, behind the sharp words and massive towers, was a boy raised in Queens with a dream bigger than the city that never sleeps. Donald grew up in a large house in New York, the fourth of 5 children. His father, Fred Trump, was a successful real estate developer, and discipline in the Trump house was strict. Donald was not like his siblings. He was bold, energetic, and sometimes too rebellious for his parents to manage. When he was 13, he was sent to the New York Military Academy, a place meant to teach troubled boys structure and leadership. Many thought it was a punishment, but for Donald, it was a beginning. At the academy, he learned discipline, respect for rules, and how to command attention. But more than that, he discovered his own voice. He wasn't the tallest, the fastest, or the smartest, but he had something different. Confidence, belief, and a fire to prove that he could be someone more than just Fred Trump's son. In college, Donald studied business, first at Fordham University, then transferring to the prestigious Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. Even as a student, he dreamed of more than just buildings. He dreamed of a name that could light up cities. He once said, "If you're going to be thinking anyway, you might as well think big." And big he thought. In the 1970s, Donald joined his father's company and began investing in Manhattan, a place his father had avoided. While Fred built affordable homes in the outer boroughs, Donald wanted to create monuments. Trump Tower, luxury hotels, casinos, his ambition knew no limits. Sometimes he succeeded, sometimes he failed. In the early 1990s, debt nearly destroyed him. His name, once golden, began to tarnish. He could have walked away. But he didn't. He rebuilt his empire, learning from his mistakes, reshaping his image. He became a brand, one recognized by millions, especially after starring in the television show The Apprentice. His phrase, "You're fired," became part of American culture. He was no longer just a businessman, he was an entertainer, a figure, someone impossible to ignore. And then, in 2015, he did something even his critics didn't expect. He announced he was running for president of the United States. Many laughed. They said he was doing it for attention, for ratings. But Donald Trump had another plan. He tapped into the frustrations of millions of Americans who felt unheard. His speeches were loud, his opinions sharp. But people listened. Some cheered, some shouted, but no one turned away. In 2016, against the odds, Donald Trump became the 45th president of the United States. It was one of the most shocking political victories in modern history. His presidency was filled with conflict and debate. He faced investigations, criticism, and protests. But he also brought new voices to politics and changed the way leaders used media to connect with people. Throughout his term, Trump remained unshaken. Love him or hate him, he stood firm in his beliefs. For many, he was a fighter. For others, a divider. But through it all, Donald Trump proved one thing: he never gave up. After losing the 2020 election, many thought his influence would fade. But Trump, as always, surprised the world. He continued to speak, to campaign, to influence millions. His name remained in headlines, his voice still powerful. Behind the fame and controversy is a story of ambition, resilience, and a belief in one's destiny. Donald Trump's life is not just the story of a businessman or a president. It is the story of a man who refused to be ignored, who turned challenges into stepping stones, and who, whether praised or criticized, never stopped moving forward. In the end, Donald Trump's life teaches us something simple but powerful. If you believe in yourself, if you are willing to face criticism, and if you never give up, you can shape your own destiny. Whether you agree with him or not, his journey is a reminder that life is not just about where you start, but how boldly you chase your dreams. Now, take a deep breath. Let his story inspire you, not to become Donald Trump, but to become the strongest version of yourself. Thank you for listening. Now let's practice the vocabulary from the story. Continue into English learning content.